Hello and welcome back to Math Class with Mr. Kura. Today we're going to start talking about exponents and some of the rules that we know or the laws of exponents. The first one we're going to talk about is called the product rule. So a product rule tells us, well, first of all, product means multiplying. The product rule tells us when we're multiplying exponents, so when we have something like this, x squared times x cubed, or x to the third power, it's going to equal x to the fifth. And the reason that is, let's expand this out first. That will be the easiest way to see this. So if we look at our first x here, x squared would expand out as x times x. And then if we look at our x cubed here, if we look at that, that would expand out as x times x times x. Then if we want to put this back into exponent form, we would say, let's see how many the x's are. 2 plus 3, like we see here, equals 5. So when we are multiplying exponents like this, a product rule tells us we can just add those exponents. When we're first starting, I think it's much easier to expand them out like this. So that's what we're going to do on all of these, and then we'll go from there. So 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4 times 4 squared is equal to 4 times 4. Then if I want to put this back in exponent form, I would count and see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 4s. So this will become 4 to the fourth power. All right, the next one, this is a good example. When I don't have an exponent, you can think of this as just a 1 up here. So there's 1, 4 times, expand this out, 4 times 4, and that's equal to 4 to the third power. 1, 2, 3, or 4 to the third power. Okay, the next one looks a little bit different, right? Because we don't have the multiplication symbol like this, but this still means 3 squared times 3 squared. Expand it out. 3 squared is 3 times 3. 3 squared is 3 times 3. Now put it back in exponential form. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 3's multiplied together, so that's equal to 3 to the fourth. Let's go just skip down here and do some of these. So these are a little different. We're starting to have a coefficient in front of the variable there. So this is equal, we're going to expand this. This is equal to 2 times n times n times n times n, right? N to the fourth, so 2 times n times n times n times n times 5, the times right here, times 5 times n times n times n times n, 4 n's. So now let's multiply our numbers first. So if I multiply these two numbers together, what do I get? 2 times 5 is 10. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 n's, n to the 8th, 10 n to the 8th. So expanding these out is the key for now. 6 times r times 5 times r times r. Find the numbers here. Multiply them out. 5 times 6, 30. And then r, there's 3 r's, r to the third. Keep expanding it. We'll do maybe 2 more. I think that's enough examples. 2 times n times n times n times n times 6, that's the 6, times n times n, n. All right, and then, so multiply your numbers together. 2 times 6, we get 12. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 n's. So n to to the 8th. So notice how the product rule tells us that we can add those exponents. We add 4 plus 4 is 8. Up here, 4 plus 4 gives us the 8. 2 plus 2 gives us the 4. Here, this is like a 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now let's jump down to one of these that have two different variables. Let's do this one. This one's a little more complicated. Once again, expand it out. So this is like 10 times a times x times x, 3 x's times y times 5 times a. Oh, and there's 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 a's multiplied together. And then this is a long one. Times x times y 3 times. So now let's see what we have here. So we have just two numbers, so 10 times 5, 50. And then let's count how many a's we have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 a's. So a to the 7th. And then that would work out, right? 1 plus 6 gives us our 7. Now let's see how many x's we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 and 1, that would make sense. X to the 4th. We haven't done y, so let's get our y's here. Y, 1, 2, 3, 4. So y to the 4th. Y to the 4th, and that would make sense. 1y and 3y would give us y to the 4th. I'm going to just kind of darken this in. Y to the 4th. So this whole thing simplifies to 50 a to the 7th times x to the 4th times y to the 4th. All right, thanks again for spending time in math class with Mr. Curra, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.